Well, we're bringing up. Oh, sorry. I say we're bringing up Indiana, and we're talking about that. Let's just talk about that. Let's explain what a trail shoot is to everybody.
Well, okay, the Bass and Bucks big shop up in Wabash, Indiana, has a great piece of property there, and they put on a what we call a trail shoot. It's the same shoot as Redding, out in Redding, California. Same distances, same number of targets. You shoot from 4 yards to 101 yards. You're shooting at foam targets, but these foam targets have a orange aiming dot, which is an 11 ring. Then they have a 10 ring around the 11, similar to a 10 ring on a ASA target. And then the rest of the target is scored 8. And so uh, you shoot, like I said, from 4 yards to 101 yards. You're shooting up and down hill, side hill, a lot of different terrain features. Uh, 2 arrows per target, so you have a possible 22 points on each target, and it's just kind of laid out similar to a field archery round where you go just continue down the trails from one target to the next.
How many's in your group when you're shooting it?
At this tournament, I had 5 in my group. You could have 4 to 6 at that particular tournament. Now, when you go to Redding and the numbers that they get, which they get a lot more shooters, gosh, you can have 10 or 12 people to a group, in Redding. And they have enough targets to where everybody has a target to shoot at. And of course, as you get out to longer ranges, you all shoot at the same target. But on the close targets, you have your own target that you shoot at, and it's just a fun shoot. It's a challenging shoot. Neil shot it a couple of years now, and he knows what kind of shoot it is. And,
if I had $1 for every person I bugged about going to this shoot, I could probably pay my student loans off, because it's the closest thing we're going to get to Redding without the drive or the plane ride. And they're actually trying to get one together down in Texas. Jeremy Balderrama put the word out. I think it's September 14th, which is unfortunately the same day as the ASA annual meeting / awards banquet. So I'm probably not going to get to make it this year, but they're going to pop one up in Texas down at Hueco Bowman, I think it was. So we'll be circulating the details on that one. So we're trying to get some of this orange dot stuff out here, guys. It's a fun shoot. It's long distance 3D with your field bow, and you get a dot to aim at. So it's the best of both worlds. The short stuff will frustrate you because the dots are all varying distances based on, I think, what size field dot you would be shooting. So if you're familiar with field, or if I've bugged you about shooting field, or Bryn or anybody else has mentioned it, the dots correspond to the normal size you'd be shooting, I think, at that distance. So I think it's some kind of NFAA sanctioned. So it's a great event. I think if we had, I know we've got the space down here, we just don't have anybody with that many targets, but I'd love to get one going down here. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And, there's several ways you can do that tournament too. I mean, the big shoots are foam targets and have dots. But I have seen that shoot back in the day. Used to, before Redding, they had a Fresno Safari. And when we first started shooting the Fresno Safari back in the, early 80s, late 70s, they were actually paper targets. They weren't foam targets.
Mm-hmm.
They were paper targets with a dot, and they had a 10 ring, and, anywhere in the animal was 8. And so there's different ways you can put on that shoot.
We just saw pictures from a guy we met out there the very first year, Blake Jerome. He posted pictures. One was half foam and half cardboard. So shoot as many foams as you have and throw the rest of them out there cardboard and set, they don't all have to be 70. Reading is 70 broke into 3 days. This Indiana shoots 70 broke into 2 days. They do 40 on day one and 30 on day two with shoot offs and awards after. So it's flexible. I know Chris Sanders has mentioned getting the Outlaw series, which I think is all cardboard, no foam on that one, but just an orange dot field round kind of thing. He's got that working on next year, and I'm kind of trying to stoke the coals just a little bit. We're going to try to do one each at Bartlesville, Tulsa, and Trosper for like a 3-leg swing kind of thing next year for all our orange dot curiosity kind of people. So that'll be something fun to look forward to. But